Okay, so everyone is talking about AI in marketing, right? And it feels like they're all promising this future where everything just runs on its own. But what if that whole promise is kind of a myth? Today, we're going to cut through all that hype and find the strategies that are actually working for businesses right now. Let's dive in.
For the last couple of years, this has been the big, shiny promise, hasn't it? Just flip a switch, let the AI take over, and watch your business grow. It's sold as the ultimate easy button, a hands-off dream that, let's be honest, a lot of us have been chasing.
But, and this is a big but, a lot of people are starting to find out that dream is hitting a serious reality check, which brings us to our first big idea, the AI autopilot myth. See, on one hand, you've got the myth, this perfect hands-off machine. But on the other hand, you've got the reality that businesses are slamming into, which you could call a quality wall. Turns out cheap, generic AI-made content just doesn't work anymore.
So why is this idea falling apart so fast? Well, there are three really big reasons. First off, Google is getting way better at cracking down on thin, spammy content. Second, according to Search Engine Land, a whopping 86% of marketers still have to go back and edit every single AI draft for things like voice and accuracy. I mean, so much for hands-off, right? And maybe the most important reason, your customers are smart. They can sniff out that generic, sounds like AI content from a mile away, and it just kills trust.
So a full automation is a dead end. What's the alternative? Well, this leads us to our second section. It's not about ditching AI, not at all. It's about using it smarter to create content that actually connects with people.
The strategy that's really winning right now looks like this four-step workflow. You start with an AI first draft, just to get the ball rolling and save some time. But then, and this is key, comes the human edit. After that, you sprinkle in some local proof to build real trust. And finally, you make a habit of refreshing it regularly to keep it from getting stale. This is the new gold standard.
Let's really zoom in on that human edit step, because this is where the magic really happens. We're talking about the stuff AI simply cannot make up. Real stories from your customers, actual photos from your business, specific examples of your work, and of course, a clear call to action. This is what transforms a bland, generic article into something that actually gets you business.
Okay, let's switch gears a little bit, because AI isn't just for creating content. There's an incredibly powerful way to use these tools that most people are overlooking. Think of AI as your own personal focus group.
Just think about it for a second. When your potential customers are trying to solve a problem, what are they actually typing into ChatGPT or Gemini? What are the honest-to-goodness questions they're asking when no one's listening? And that right there is the goldmine. As DigiDay pointed out, these AI search prompts give you an unfiltered look into your customers' brains. They show you their real questions, their hidden worries, and the exact words they use to describe their problems. Insights you're just not going to get from old-school keyword tools.
And you don't need some fancy, expensive software to do this. It's super simple. Just go type your main services into these tools. Look at the questions that pop up, the different angles it suggests. Then just go update your website and your Google Business Profile to answer those exact things directly. It's a fast, totally free way to get your marketing perfectly in sync with what people are looking for.
Okay, let's talk about advertising. Because just like with content, the game is changing. It's time to start looking beyond the same old crowded ad platforms.
I mean, just look at this. Adweek reports Walmart's ad business is just exploding. Their global advertising shot up 53% in 1 year. This is part of a huge shift to what they call retail media. So if you sell products through big retailers, their ad platforms aren't just an option anymore. They're becoming some of the most valuable digital real estate out there. So here's the bottom line. If your results on Meta or Google have kind of flatlined, just throwing more money at them probably isn't the answer. TechCrunch has been pointing out how founders are finding huge success by moving parts of their budget to places with less noise and more attention.
A smarter approach these days looks something like this. You keep about 90% of your budget in the channels you know work, but you carve out that other 10% for smart, disciplined experiments in places where competition is low, but attention is super high. We're talking about things like niche newsletters, sponsoring local events, or community partnerships.
All right, now for what might be the most actionable part of this whole explainer. All these strategies are great, but they have to be built on a solid foundation. So here's a simple 60-minute health check to make sure your website is actually ready for this new AI-driven world.
This quote from Search Engine Journal just nails it. AI search tools are not very forgiving. They shine a big, bright light on all the slow pages, broken links, and messy website structures. All that technical debt that so many of us have been putting off. Cleaning this up isn't a nice-to-have anymore, it's essential.
And here's a super simple way to tackle it. Just 1 hour. Spend the first 20 minutes in your Google Search Console just looking for and fixing errors. Then spend the next 20 minutes using a free tool like PageSpeed Insights to check your site speed. And for the final 20, just click through your own website. Look for confusing navigation or pages with barely any content. Yeah, it might seem boring, but it is incredibly powerful.
So let's bring all this home. When you put it all together, what is the real, sustainable advantage that AI gives us in marketing today?
It's this. This is the new model. Treat AI like a fast, super capable assistant, but never ever treat it like an autopilot. Your expertise, your gut feeling, your human connection, those are still, and always will be, your most valuable assets. AI is here to make those things better, not to replace them.
And the scale of this whole shift is just staggering. Analysts think generative AI is going to totally reshape the market research industry. We're talking about a $140 billion industry. What that means for you is that getting these deep customer insights is about to get a lot easier for everyone, which really levels the playing field.
And you know, the payoff for getting this right is real. You can actually measure it. This stat from McKinsey says it all. The people who are leading the way here are already seeing 22% efficiency gains. And this is the important part. They aren't just saving that money. They're reinvesting that time and capital right back into growing the business.
And really, that leaves us with the final question. AI is a tool, and its greatest gift is that it gives you time back. So the big strategic question for every single one of us isn't if you'll use AI, it's how are you going to reinvest the time and energy it saves you? Will you use it to talk to more customers, to make your product better, to build a stronger community? Because that is where the real advantage is going to be won.